What's good, everybody? How are y'all doing? So, in today's video, we are finally going to be doing something I have been shying away from. We're going to finally be putting the coilovers on the EK Hatch. As you guys know, I have PTSD when it comes to suspension due to trying to put lowering springs on the FK8, and that turned into a whole fiasco. Okay, I know what you're thinking. This is supposed to be a lowering spring install. Well, you're right. But I can't always run away from my problems. You always got to keep moving forward. So in today's video, we're going to tackle it. We're going to get it done. We're going to tackle it. And we're going to have the Maxpeeding Rod coilovers on the EK Hatch. So with that being said, let's get right into this video. We're in the garage now. It is hot outside. I think I'm about to switch shirts into a tank. It is really hot. But good news about the heat. A couple months ago, our AC went out in our apartment, and they gave us a temporary AC unit until they fixed it. Well, they never came back to pick up the AC unit, so now I'm gonna have garage AC for a bit until they notice, I guess. I don't know. It's been like 4 or 5 months, but anyway, that's gonna help out a lot. And yeah, I'm gonna go switch into a tank and move all the cars. Next clip you'll see, the car will hopefully be up on jack stands already, and then we can get started on the Maxpeeding Rod coilovers over there in the box. So, until then. EK is in the garage now. Now we gotta jack it up, and we'll go from there by loosening the lug nuts, taking off the wheels, and switching up the coilovers. So hopefully this will be simple. I mean, I'm not dealing with dual wishbone suspension like I was dealing with the Type R. I don't have to take my struts apart or anything. It's a literal couple bolts, swap and replace. I say that now, but I'm really hoping it's gonna be that simple. If it's not, oh God, I'm not looking forward to it. But suspension, we're going to tackle you and we are going to win, because that is what we do. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Your boy is hot. I'm assuming this is what Django felt like. Also, if you guys don't know much about Maxpeeding Rods, so they're actually a pretty cool company. They give you stuff at great affordable prices. They sell things, not only coilovers, but they also sell turbos. They sell rods. They sell pistons even. They sell a whole variety of products for a variety of cars. So if you get the chance, go ahead and check them out. Now it's time to get to the fun stuff. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably already know what these look like. I've been sitting on these since November. So shout out to Maxpeeding Rods for giving your boy his time. But now is the time. So what we got in here. All right, as I was saying before we hit the struggle bus with that bag, what we got here are our Maxpeeding Rods adjustable damper coilovers. As you can see, these are some pretty solid coilovers. They look pretty sturdily built too, so I'm kind of excited to put these on. Remove the Mugen racing coilovers and see how these ride. These are usually considered some of the best like affordable coilovers that you can grab. Really excited to try these out. I would give you guys a test drive after, but the EK ain't registered, so we can't do that. Shh. But anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and get these installed. They also come with some height adjusters. I forgot what these are called, height adjusting hooks, whatever, but yeah. All right, so first things first, we're gonna go ahead and get rid of this crossbar. And also, when I went to go take the wheel off, I was greeted with this. I wish I was recording that when I first saw that, because it freaked me out. I literally dropped the wheel, but it looks vacant, so I don't think there's any, I don't think anyone's using that anymore, so thank God. All right, so typically when I do coilover installs, I usually do the fronts first because they're typically the hardest. I usually do the fronts first, knock those out, and then I do the backs. We'll see if that's the case in this one. Okay, I think we're gonna have to use a breaker bar for this. Okay, now we're gonna get these two bolts up here. They are 14s. I already broke these with the breaker bar, so they should just, spoke too soon. Oh, I'm on Titan. Let's not talk about that. Oh God. Boom. Now that we have the crossbar lifted up, everything should be loose on the top and on the bottom. So if we play with this should move, theoretically. As you can see, this moves. So now all we gotta do is put a little pressure down and remove the coilover. So another thing that you can do if you're having trouble taking off the coilover is leave one of the bolts on up top to leave the coil stuck to the top, but leave everything else unbolted, and take off the 14mm bolt that's connected to this, and then that way you can just slip this off, and then you can go back on top, remove the top bolt, and it shall just fall off. Boom. Well, let's go grab the Maxpeeding rod coilover and compare it to the Mugen Racing one. This is the Maxpeeding rod coilover next to the Mugen Racing coilover. As you can see, they're roughly about the same height. The Maxpeeding rod one looks a little bit longer and a little bit sturdier too. Let's check the weight. They're about the same weight in all honesty. So really it's just gonna come down to how each one rides compared to the other. I'm excited to really try this. This is a lot newer too, and you can tell this one's kind of getting beat up. Depending on how I like them, I'll probably end up selling these Maxpeeding rod ones. So if you're interested, just go ahead and hit me up on Instagram, or you can just leave a comment down below and then we can just make it happen. But these aren't bad riding coilovers. They came with the car, so I'm kind of excited to upgrade the suspension because I have no idea how old or even what type of Mugen Racing coilovers those are. My goal is to keep the same ride height, in all honesty, because I love my current ride height. It's like tucked, and whenever I hit bumps there is no scraping or anything at all. My ideal ride height is the one that I already had, so it's probably going to take me a little bit of adjusting to get it back to the same height. So basically to install it, it's going to be the exact same process but backwards, so I'm not even really going to record that. Yeah, let's get this one installed. Alright guys, so one thing though, if you're using the OEM forks, you're going to have to use this piece that Maxpeeding rod provides you with right here. You're going to want to stick it in the fork, so this way it fits tight around the bottom of the coil. So you're just going to want to line that up with the line. It's kind of hard to do it one-handed. And then push that down in there. So that way it doesn't slide around, because it's really loose if you try to do it with the OEM fork. So yeah, just keep that in mind whenever you're reinstalling the coilovers. Alright, so we got the front installed. I'm going to go ahead and do the other side, and then I will show the rears. Okay guys, so I just finished both of the fronts, and that didn't take long at all. The second time, it didn't take long at all. It literally took me like about 20 minutes because I already knew what I was doing. So both of the fronts are done. Now it's time to work on the rear. I'm gonna put both of the front wheels back on, kind of see how it sits. I know I'm probably gonna have to make some adjustments, but I'll probably worry about that later once I get like all four sitting right, and then I'll do the adjustments. But other than that, this is a pretty easy install. Like, this is easier than when I did the coilovers on the Fit, and this is definitely easier than when I did the lowering springs on the Type R. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty solid. It's pretty easy. So yeah, so far so good. So far so good. All right, front fitment check. Boom. It's not as low as it used to be, so we're definitely going to drop it. We're going to drop it at least ½ inch. It's the same on both sides, so yeah, we're definitely going to drop this probably ½ inch to 1 inch for sure. But anyway, let's go ahead and get the back lifted up and put on the back coils. Alright, so we're at the rear of the car now. So I already have the car jacked up on jack stands. I have everything already set up to where I can just get to it easy access, so I can knock this out. Crap, I actually forgot to loosen those. Poop. I might have to lower the car if I can't do it. That's unfortunate. I guess I spoke too soon when I said the back ones are the easiest. Well, I took this one out, and first of all, I'm a liar because well, I'll show you guys why I'm a liar, but okay, so this right here, this was a 14mm bolt, and the nut behind it was 17 holding it. So just keep that in mind, unless that just happened to be like that because these were previous the previous owner's coilovers that he put in. But the previous owner decided to leave me a gift. The top bolt right there is stripped. It is unfortunately stripped, so it's gonna be a pain to get it out. But I went ahead, because I have an idea, I went ahead and undid both of the top bolts on each side because I might have to sacrifice this 14 bolt just to get that one off. So I'll update you guys as soon as I get it off. I got the bolt off. I'm so happy. Luckily, I've been through situations like that before where I've had to deal with stripped bolts. I did a little trick where you kind of just take a socket and you just jam it down on top of the bolt and you're able to get it. Sometimes you have to lose the bolt in the process, but sometimes you get to keep the bolt. Luckily, I got to keep the bolt, so I still have the tool and I got the bolt off. So, boom, that's a win-win for me. But regardless, we can now take off this coil. Let's go ahead and take it off real quick. All right, boom. Coil is off. Let's go compare it to the Maxpeeding rod one. Let's try to run away on me. All right, here's the lucky left one. Here's the one on the left rear. Looking at it, they're about, let me see, they are roughly the same in length. The Maxpeeding rod one is a little bit more girthy. The Maxpeeding rod one is also a little bit heavier. So yeah, I guess more durability. I'm not really worried about weight savings right now, but it's not that big of a difference anyway to where I should care. This was a 17 nut holding in a 14 bolt. And up here, these were both 14s. I don't know if these are 14s because on the fronts, these ended up being 15s for the Maxpeeding rod ones. So I'm assuming these are 15s as well. I'll update you as soon as I get it in. But literally, it's the same process as taking it out. It's probably like doing rear suspension a lot more than front suspension. It's a lot quicker, and yeah, it's a lot easier. So let's get to it. Okay, we're done. We got the coil in there on both sides. I tightened them down, like I said. I'll probably adjust them tomorrow. It is hot outside. I got the AC unit going, so that's probably why it's pretty loud in here, but I'm gonna go ahead and let the car down and go from there. Here are the old coilovers. Turn this AC unit off. But as I was saying, here are the old coilovers. New ones are on the car, the Maxpeeding rod ones. I'm gonna wait till tomorrow to finish this video out because I kind of want to drive it around the complex in the morning so I can kind of get a feel for it and see what adjustments I need to make, and I can give you guys an honest opinion of how they ride. I don't want to just upload the video without having an actual review of how they feel. So give me some time to do that, and I will catch you guys in the morning.
The next morning.
Good morning, good morning. All right, guys, so it's a new day, and we're gonna go ahead and continue on with the review. This is going to be the ride portion of it. I'm gonna tell you guys kind of how it feels and how the coils operate. I'm not gonna go too far, so I'm just gonna test a little bit of things that will pertain to the ride quality of the coilovers. So I'm gonna go over like speed bumps, stuff like that, just to kind of get a feel for it. I did drive this car from my garage back to this parking spot, and just based off of that short distance, I could tell that these feel already a lot better, but we're gonna go ahead and figure out what they feel like right now. No AC in the whip. Power steering is non-existent. All right, so we have a speed bump right here. Let's see how it goes over the speed bump. Okay, not bad. It's the same as the Mugen Racing coilovers. No clunks either, so I installed these correctly. Here's another speed bump. Not bad. That's actually better than the Mugen Racing ones. The Mugen Racing ones were pretty old too on top of that, so yeah. Smooth. Really smooth, actually. These are quite cozy. Overall impressions, these ride really smooth. I cannot see a difference between the Mugen Racing ones and these Maxpeeding rod ones. I mean, I've only driven like maybe like half a mile so far, but I can tell you so far they ride pretty smoothly. So I'm gonna go up the street and then back, and then after that I'll be able to give you guys kind of my initial ride impression and close out the video from there. But overall, I would say these are a good buy. If you're looking for a good coilovers that are solid, don't feel like they have a lot of issues at all. The ride feels really smooth throughout the whole drive so far, and yeah, these are not bad. These are not bad, especially coming off of old coilovers that have probably seen a plethora of miles, you know? So, I mean, this chassis has over 300,000 miles on it. I'm pretty sure this engine does too, so yeah. No idea what the mileage was on the previous coilovers, but yeah. Yeah, they're solid. Let's see. Yeah, not bad. Handles really well. No shakes on the braking at all. Goes up driveways pretty smooth. I'm pretty impressed. I'm actually very impressed. I think these are definitely staying on the car. I still have to adjust the ride height. It is a little lower in some places and a little higher in others, but this is good. This is really good. Okay. Okay, Maxpeeding Rods, okay. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay. This car is really slow. It's slow. The car's slow. It might have sounded like I was doing something there, but I was going like 30 miles per hour. Oh God. All right, let's get back home. Alright guys, so that concludes my review of the Maxpeeding Rod coilovers on my EK Hatch. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it was very informational. And if you had any troubles installing it, I hope I relieved some of that stress. But regardless, thank you Maxpeeding Rods for giving me the opportunity to test out those coilovers. I really deeply appreciate it. Also, if you're interested in picking up anything off of their website, you can use my code Syrious for 5% off. And that's just for you guys. So thank you so much for viewing this video. I really appreciate it. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And if you wouldn't mind, go ahead and share the video or my channel with someone that you may know. And with that being said, I will catch you guys in the next one. I really appreciate it. Later guys. Bye.